Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Venevry. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to switch it up. We are going to switch it up. This is not a reading or anything with Reiki. I just want to share kind of what I'm really doing in life and what I'm really passionate about in life and just what I've been really jiving with. And that's just conscious creation, conscious manifestation, and I just want to be really, really real with you guys and just like share just pieces of my story that's really, really helped me, because I feel like a lot of us are really coming back into like our responsibility of the thoughts that we're thinking, the actions that we are actioning, and just how we're feeling and stuff. And I am one of those people who started listening to Abraham Hicks for like a long time, and I still listen to them. I love them. For those of you who don't know, Abraham Hicks is a group of spirit who is trans-channeled through a woman named Esther Hicks. It would be very similar to like me going into what would look like a meditative state, and then from there it wouldn't be me talking to you. Sometimes my voice could change. The voice could actually sound masculine in a feminine's body, and vice versa too, because it wouldn't actually be me talking to you then. It would actually be like another being coming through me to utilize my crown chakra and my throat chakra to express to you all the stuff. All the good stuff. And I just really appreciate Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks and her sweet husband. I almost said sweet boo. Sweet boo. Jerry Hicks, who is now in spirit form as well. I just think they're like so amazing, and I'm just so appreciative of like the wisdom and light that they share with this world. And yeah, so I started off like listening to them, and then I listened to a lot of Sammy Ingram, who is an like friggin' phenomenal, fantastic manifestation coach. She believes in law of assumption, whereas Abraham Hicks talks about law of attraction. What I like about both, like about Abraham Hicks and about Sammy Ingram, is that they both seem to talk about states of being and states of consciousness and how thoughts create. And then from there, I recently, within, I want to say like maybe the last like 6 months or so. I mean, I've always been kind of listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, but like really recently I started like really listening to him. And I'm doing this like fun 30-day meditation exploration with my best friend. We're doing his meditations every single day for 30 days just to see the results and stuff. So it's been going pretty good lately. It's been going really, really well. But I just wanted to share like kind of what I've been consciously manifesting and creating in my life, step by step, just literally how I manifested my most recent job as a GEC educator with Lululemon, and just what's really helped me, because I know like the more that we can share in this, the more that we can unlock and remember that like own light that's within us of like, oh, like I actually am a creator, and like, oh, like I actually am really powerful, and oh, like I actually can create my reality, and oh, like I can heal, I can do this, I can, anything. And I think that's like, I think it's really beautiful, because even as I'm talking about it, the energy that I'm experiencing and like seeing right now is like this sense of community that we're all building, whether we know it or not, on planet Earth, in this. And I just so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. I get like super giddy about this stuff and super passionate about this stuff. This is like, this is my zone. This is like my vibe. Y'all are my people. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead into that. I also wanted to share this beautiful deck of cards that was created by a wonderful creator. I believe her name's Dana, and she is the owner of Heroic Humans, heroichumans.com. So you can go to her website. It's this deck called Cool to Connect, and I actually got this deck sent to me through my work because they are awesome people, and I just appreciate it so much. I'm so grateful. But these cards make you like look at yourself, the good, the things that need to be like emotionally or energetically regulated, just like all the things. I love these cards. I love these cards. They're so connective. They allow you to like really connect to each other. Me and my friends just like jam on these cards, and we like literally have the best life talks ever, and we just feel so much love, and just it's like next level. It's awesome. Anyways, I thought I'd share one of these cards with us today, and then leave your answer in the comments, because I would love to read them and see how it resonates with you, and like let's connect. Let's do this. Okay. So, we're gonna go here. We're gonna be bold. So it says, in your last or current relationship, who said I love you first? To be truthfully honest, like I know this might sound like I'm trying to like sneak past it, but I promise you I'm serious. Like I actually don't remember. I don't recall. But I know that it was like a really, really great relationship. I'll say that. But yeah, your last or current relationship, who said I love you first? Leave it in the comments below. Ooh. Okay, and let's go ahead and jump right into this. Okay, conscious manifestation. So I am literally going to share with you guys what I have just noticed, literally, honestly, purely from my own life experience, because I feel like when I speak from my own life experience and my own truth, that's the realest and best way that it's gonna get communicated and come across. And yeah, I feel like the most recent thing I did consciously create and align myself to in my life was my job as a educator with Lululemon, their guest education center. Whew. Oh my goodness. So I got my journals here too, because I literally like step by step went in on this. So I'm just gonna read. Let's take a little trip here together. Okay, how did I consciously manifest my job with Lululemon? I asked for a high-paying part-time remote job. That was first. I had never worked from home ever before, but I was like finishing up my psychology degree in school. During like the pandemic really made me realize like, oh, I actually really like working from home. For me personally, it feels like a luxury, and like I just feel super cozy. I like being in my PJs, doing my work from home, everything. So I was like, I wonder if I could just get like a job that's working from home. And like a job that's like higher than minimum wage. For me, that's like something that I desired. And so at the time I was on Indeed day in and day out, like sometimes 5 times a day, and just like doing all the jobs for like work from home, trying to get like my TESOL certification so I could teach English as like a secondary language. Like I was literally like going in every single day, day in and day out, looking at this. And then I think I saw something about Lululemon and their GEC educator role, and then I went to their website and I saw like all of these different jobs that they had posted. And so I literally applied for like every single one. I remember feeling balanced about money then, the essence of why I wanted the job. I remember how it felt initially. So I say the essence of why I wanted the job because for me, what I notice that really works with me is pinpointing it down to, like, if I think of a desire that I want, if it just comes to me like, oh, like I want this relationship, or I want like more friends, or I want to travel, or I want like a new adventure, or I want a new car, I want like a new home, I want more money, I want a job, like whatever it is, I then go, like my mind switches to why do I want that? Because when we go from what we want to why we want, that essence of that literally is what draws it into you, okay? And you can call it law of attraction, you can call it law of assumption, you can call it law of vibration, like however you resonate with that, like that's totally okay. Me personally, like, yeah, I feel like there's been times in my life where like law of attraction, like I personally really believe in that, and then hearing about like law of assumption too, like that's been really, really beneficial for me too. And just like switching between different people and coaches that I watch, and also like listening to like my own guidance. Even if it's like something that's like never been done before, I've always been the type of person to like really tap into like my own heart and really see how I feel or resonate with anything and everything. Which I always recommend for like everybody. Like, it's got to come from that pure space in your heart. Like, what I literally have been doing is like, how does my inner world feel about this? Like, how do I really feel about this? And then just like, it's like my heart speaks to me. So thinking about this job, I was like, why did I want this job? And for me at the time, I wrote down I wanted to feel more secure. I wanted to feel like more security financially and consistently. And then I actually wanted a part-time job because I wanted to focus on the balance between that and my business. And so literally I had money on my mind daily. Like, when I say daily, I mean like I'm waking up, I am reading You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero at least 30 minutes every single day. And then I am journaling out my feeling, and then I am putting on headphones and music and like feeling into the energy of money, feeling into the energy of security itself, so that I can magnetize security, so that I can assume security, so that security is for me. I was doing this daily. Then the next best feeling thought to raise how I felt about it and keep it balanced. Okay, so this for me is where I get really passionate. Okay, I'm very passionate about energy because this is, for me personally, this is where I have come from. I think like since the beginning, like prior to Abraham Hicks, prior to Sammy, prior to psychology, prior to even like Reiki, if I'm being perfectly honest, like I was always the person who was like really into energy and like the essence of energy. And I think I truly believe like I've been aligned to like all of these teachings my whole life. And I, for like the longest time, like growing up as like a kid who was like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, all of these things that they are all saying was all the things I was thinking back then, but I never felt like I could speak about it, just because it just wasn't something that was like hugely talked about. So I just kind of kept it to myself. But now it's amazing, because now it's like, wow, like there's so many people that are like talking about it, and there's so many people that are getting like incredible results in winning and thriving and healing and manifesting and creating like the lives that they really want. And that just like, that feels amazing for me. Yeah. So yeah, so basically what I was saying is like I'm super passionate about acclimating the belief system. So I see the belief system as energy. And so you could take a belief system about anything. It's a little fuzzy here. You take a belief system about anything, but say in this case we're working with money consciousness, this energy of money, okay? And how we feel to money. See, for me, whenever now I'm consciously creating anything in my life, I like to see like what it is, like where I am, and then what it is that I'm desiring as like a being, as a person, and what's my relationship like with that. Because it's got to feel good before it comes in. I've got to feel secure in this, and I've got to feel secure in this relationship with, whether it's money, whether it's this job, whether it's a new relationship, romantic relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's traveling, whether it's a new home, whether it's a specific home, whether it's a specific amount of money, like whatever it is, it's like me and my relationship with this that I want. And that has got to be feeling really good. And then it gets fun. So I remember at the time I was working through like I was really acclimating my belief system around money. I was really raising that. And a good way to tell your belief system with anything is your body will tell you every single time. This was actually a message given to me from Spirit like a couple of years ago, saying like, just check in with your body. Your body will tell you every single time like where your belief system is. Because if I were to say to you right now, okay, you're looking at manifesting money today. Can you manifest that right now? Like if I ask you like, can you manifest money right now? How do you feel about that? Like, do you notice like you're like tightening up, or you're kind of like, I was gonna say like shriveling like a raisin. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But, or does it feel good for you? Like, do you feel comfortable with it? Like, for me, when I said that, I heard those words, and then like in my body, I actually felt this like energy that felt really soothing. It started from the top of my stomach and it went down into my stomach, and it was really soothing because I know that like it can be easy. I didn't say a specific amount of money either. So that also gives you an indication of like where your thoughts are going to next, and how those thought patterns can get really in there really fast. So this could be $500,000. This could be 5 cents. That's another thing too, is like, can you have that be in a more balanced state, having the $5,000 being as easy as 5 cents? That's a good thing to look into. But yeah, so I was like really working on that daily, day in and day out, and just like really working through that belief system, so that whenever I thought about money or manifesting money, just even like more and more amounts of money, I would literally take any thought that maybe I hadn't thought of before, but maybe I read it somewhere about like money manifestation or something, and then I would try that on for myself. Like, I would say that in my mind and see how I felt about it, and I'd have to be real with it. And it has to be okay, like wherever I am, because that's the only way I'm going to get movement. So I noticed like if a thought came up about money, and I just didn't feel like okay with it, I'd be like, okay, like I have to do something about this so that I can actually raise and acclimate my belief system, so that next way when I think about this, I'm not going to be feeling down here about it. I'm going to be feeling like up here about it. And then eventually I'm going to be feeling up here about it. And then eventually I'm going to be like, oh yeah, like that's cool. That's good. That's fun. Yeah, and it's like really, for me, what I've noticed when I consciously look at my belief systems and work into changing them, into actually raising the vibration of my belief systems, so that it's a new higher set point, it's a new level, it's a new surface level. For me, what's really helped is finding the best feeling thought from where I am. And that's really about like, okay, like with me, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, like right here, right now, like my best feeling thought about money right now would be like, I love money. And did you see how fast that came in for me? It's like my heart spoke it before my throat had to actually catch up to my heart. But it should come from like within you. It should come from within you, and it should be like natural. Like, what's like the most natural thing about that? And let me just see, like here, I'm just gonna go and just see like where my belief systems are. Okay, so money. I love money. I think money is a joy. I love how much goodness money provides for me. I love how much goodness money provides for my friends. I love buying people meals, and I love just supporting people with money. It's so nice to like hand off and high five someone money too, and it's just so nice to like buy the next person in line some Tim Hortons or some Starbucks, or ooh, Starbucks is so good. Imagine how much Starbucks I could have with like all this money coming in. And I'm really looking forward to more money coming in. I'm so appreciative of the money I have right now. I'm so appreciative of the money that's in my bank account right now, and the money that's coming in. And I love it when money comes in for me. And I just really look forward to money coming in for me. And I look forward to money coming in for me because money just feels so good to have. And money allows me like all of these incredible experiences that I get to have. And I just like love adventure. I'm an adventurous type of girl, and I just like, I like to experience adventures. So if money can like help me on my adventures, and like supporting and like all the wonderful like food, all of the wonderful like just like day trips and hikes and everything, like I'm here for it. Money pays for my gas. Like I love it. I love having money, and I love having money because it allows me to access this feeling of security. And I like feeling secure, because secure to me and my body just feels like, I'm good, let's go. So you can just get like a gist of that, right? And basically it's just picking the next best feeling thought, but it's to you. It's not like rehearsing what someone else said. It's to you. It's how you're actually talking to yourself internally. If you try to force it, that's going to cause resistance. Unfortunately, you have to be real with how you feel, and you just have to be honest. And I'm going to have to agree with Sammy Ingram on this. I know she said like you don't have to do shadow work. I too personally, and this just comes from personal experience, I noticed that like when I've tried to like do shadow work, the vibration of that would literally build and almost like it would make me feel like I'm being like sucked into that, and then it would be harder for me to pull myself out of that, when in reality it's like I can literally just take wherever I am, focus in a different direction and hold that, and just like not look at what's going on in the 3D reality, and just literally, well, not like in like a naive way, but like in a way of like, yeah, okay, like I understand like this is a situation, but I'm choosing this. I'm putting all of my focus and energy on this. That's a whole different energy too. And I think that's like when you're actually working in harmony and working in like inclusion, like you're seeing that, but you're focusing on this. You're still acknowledging this in front of you, but you're focusing on this with everything that you got, and you're creating this inner state so that you align to that. That really is what it is. And yeah, so I would basically just like keep myself feeling balanced about money, like day in and day out. And even in situations too, this is when I noticed like a real shift within myself, was when like my state started changing to like more success and wealth consciousness, and like more open to like money consciousness and like all the good things that come with money, was when I had never had a thought about money like this ever in my life. Like this was the first time I experienced a thought like this, and I knew it was because I had literally built up and acclimated my belief system to create a different state for myself to be in. Like I literally allowed myself to step into a state of like wealth consciousness and abundance consciousness, and it literally like for me was it like there was just one day where I was just driving through this neighborhood, and there were all of these like really, what people I guess would say like expensive houses, like really big houses, like you know, they have like maybe like 5 cars that they can fit in their driveway on like the winding hills, and they've got like BMWs and SUVs and like 3 or 4 cars sitting out in their laneway, and it was like just like this whole row of houses in the countryside. And I remember for the first time in my life, because of the state that I actually acclimated myself to be in, that I actually allowed myself access to, that I was actually living in, from all of this like mindset work and emotional embodiment and state work that I was doing, I literally drove through there, and for the first time in my life, my thought, and it was so genuine and it was so real to me, it was like literally me, my heart was speaking, and I was so happy listening to my music, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like I literally said thank you to like each and every single person as I was driving through this tunnel of houses, saying thank you to the owners of these houses and of these cars. And I was like, thank you for having these really big, luxurious, abundant, beautiful houses, because you are inspiring people like me and other people to see like, oh, this is what we can do here. This is what we can attain here. Like this is something that can happen. And not only that, like there's not only just one house, but there's so many of them, and like we all have access to this. And I remember like from that state, that was the first time in my life where I drove past, this is like a road that I drive past every once in a while, but that was my first time where I drove past, and I had those honest thoughts and feelings about that. Previously it would have been like, oh, like I wish I had that, or like that must be nice, or da 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 da, which is okay too. It's just cool to see like the difference, like when you really do move yourself into a different state of being, a different vibration of being, it comes with, I think Sammy Ingram said this, it comes with that its own set of thoughts and feeling. Like I wouldn't have had access to those thoughts if I wasn't in that vibration, if I wasn't in that state, if I wasn't in that space. I would have had a different, you can kind of see it as like a mind map. I would have had different branches of thoughts, whereas like the state holds different branches of thoughts too. And it just, it all attracts to each other. It's all cohesive together. Oh, it's just like so cool. It was just so cool. And I was like, okay, I've got to be doing something right, because if I'm having like those thoughts and I'm just genuinely feeling happy about that, like I gotta be doing something right. This feels good. I'm gonna keep doing this. So I remember I was like keeping myself balanced in terms of that, in terms of finances. Oh, and then I wrote out, there was a day, I actually took this from Abraham Hicks. This is one of their processes. They said you only need 2 things to really attract what you want. You need to know what your desire is, and then you need to know why you want it. And why you want it starts magnetizing that into your life the moment that you start thinking about why you want it and feeling into why you want it the moment. So they said what you can do is take a piece of paper, on the first page, write down, I want blank, fill in the blank. Flip it over, the back of that same paper, write down, or sorry, the first piece of paper would be I want blank, and then underneath that, these are the reasons that I want this, and just let it flow out like really naturally, like pen to paper, just let it flow. Don't force it, just let it flow. And then on the back of that same paper, you write, these are the reasons that I believe that I will have that which I want. And then you write out all the reasons why you believe it, and then at the end, you write down, I expect it. And I don't have it because it's on my phone right now, but there was one night in the summertime where I woke up at 3 a.m. and my higher self literally gave me this message. It was like channeled message. My higher self basically said, belief is you putting what you want out there. Expectation is you calling that back in. So it's just interesting that like my higher self gave me that, and then that's what Abraham Hicks also said too. So let me see if I can find for you guys, like I'm not gonna read the whole list because I want to be like mindful of your time, and I know we're already at like 27 minutes here. Okay, I'm not gonna give you the whole list, but I'm only gonna give you like what I wrote down. As you can see, I did like a full page. I want this Lululemon remote job. These are the reasons I want this. And then these are the reasons that I believe that I will have this that I want. So some of the things that came out at that time were because of the sense of security. It has consistent pay, and I like knowing when I will get paid and how much and on a consistent basis. And to be part of a team again. And I like working remotely. I find it relaxing. I think there's more structure and balance in my life. I like the brand and the lifestyle. I like that it's legitimate. I know it's secure. I just feel like it'll add goodness to my life. Looking forward to how my days would look with that job as part of my lifestyle. That was something that I was really excited for. Taking care of my car, saving money, buying my grandma a meal, paying off OSAP, saving for my own place, taking care of everything financial. So I wrote all these things out, right? And then on the next side, it was, these are the reasons that I believe that I will have this that I want. So I wrote, and I just, in this part of this process, you're literally just pulling stuff from previous life experience that acts as like a reaffirmation of like, oh yeah, like I got this, or oh yeah, like I'm capable of this, or oh yeah, like I trust myself, or oh yeah, like I've done this before. Like my life has shown me in a previous situation that I've done this before. And like, this is how you build your belief system. This is how you construct it. This is how you access those higher vibrations and those different states of being, so that you have access to those higher thoughts. I don't want to say like higher, but like different thoughts that you would get in different states of where you're desiring, of where you see yourself as, okay? So I wrote down, I already got picked for the interview. I know they're interested in me. My feeling of appreciation and general ease for it. I've worked in retail before. I am like the retail queen, especially for clothing companies. I worked at West 49 for 4 years. I worked as a team lead before at Menchie's. I am hireable and a hard worker. I'm an honest worker. My interviews mostly go really well, actually, maybe all of them. And connecting with interviewers over the process is what I enjoy. Plus dressing up and looking professional. This job is for me. It is me. It suits me so well. And then at the end, I just expect it. I just expect it. I wrote that once I felt like satisfied. After that, days after that, I wrote that I wanted them to contact me tomorrow, let me know I got the job. Mind you, like I was writing this, and when I had thought that I was going to get it, I never received anything. I had to keep persisting in it, regardless of what 3D reality was showing me. And then I wrote out why I wanted it and the positive aspects of how it already aligns to me. So for example, I want this because I like Lululemon. They have really nice clothing and products, and they are on the team of well-being, and that is already so aligned for me. I wrote out how I would feel to receive the news at that time, how it would benefit others, and like the aspects of it that I was looking forward to. Like I wrote out yeah, like it would feel like how it would honestly feel for me to receive that. Like if I actually received that news today, I would be ecstatic, and I would feel so much relief, because then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have more money coming in consistently. It's like that feeling of security, right? And then mind you, this whole time that this was going on, I would keep telling myself like, like I wasn't like over obsessing about it. I wasn't like journaling like every day at 9 a.m. I would literally like just journal or think about it when it felt natural for me, like when I almost felt like called to, like it would come into my mind like, oh, yeah, like I could journal about it right now, like that would feel nice. And so I would just journal about it. And then once I felt like that was complete, I would put it aside and I would go on with my life and just go for a walk, enjoy a movie, listen to music, you know, bump to DJ music on my walks and stuff. Like, I was like fist bump. Like whatever, right? And yeah, I would just trust that it was coming in. I would honestly just trust that it was coming in, and I wouldn't like overly obsess about it or worry about it. I would just say no, like there's a reason why this came to me, and there's a reason why I saw it, and there's a reason why I got the interview, and there's a reason why like they're noticing me, and there's a reason why out of all of like the resumes that have been on Indeed, like they saw mine and they picked mine and they reached out to me. And I got to trust that. And I like every time I thought about it, it wasn't like my thoughts were going anywhere else with it. It was always like my thoughts were like, yeah, like I can see myself working here and I'd love to work here and I want to work here and I'm going to work here and like this job is made for me. And I would keep always aligning to that. And whenever I thought about it or felt into it, it would always be that. And so there was one day where I felt called to open my journal, and I wasn't even journaling about the job. I was journaling about other areas in my life. And then just very naturally, it just worked out where it slid into that job. And I literally wrote out like all across the page, like, you know how they would make you do that in school, like I will not da da da, I will not da da da, I will not do the da da da, like whatever, like all over the board. It was like that, but instead it was like, I know I've got the Lululemon job all across the page, like capital letters. Like, I know I've got the Lululemon job. I know I've got it. I know I've got it. I know that I have the Lululemon job. And I wrote that all out, but I was feeling it so much in that moment too. I just wrote it as I was feeling it. And then at the end of the page, in the moment, it just came to me, like I literally wrote "time to celebrate" in capital letters. I closed my journal and I think I just went out for a walk or did something. At that point, I still didn't have the job. At that point, I was still like living my life and working through it, right? And it had been a few weeks since the interview. And the interview had, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like that interview had like a couple hundred, no, not a couple hundred. There were like myself and 80 other people in that interview, which I was not expecting. Like when they said group interview, I was like, oh, like maybe like me and like 4 or 5 others. And when I saw 80 people, I was like, ooh, okay. Okay. But again, I would always go back to like my previous life experience. And so those moments of like doubt or anxiousness or even like worry of like, oh crap, like am I actually gonna get it, like there's like 80 other people, whenever those moments would come in, I would notice it and I would be like, no, 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 like there's a reason why they picked me out of all those resumes to go into this interview. I dressed up, I got myself looking good, I was the only one there that wore this is like literally what I used in the moment to like help me reaffirm the belief in myself and like just generate that. I was the only one out of all those 80 people who was wearing like a really pretty, bright, beautiful colored scarf around my neck. I was the only one. So that's going to make me stand out. That's going to make me stand out. If anything, that's going to make me stand out. They're going to know me. They're going to be like, that girl, the bright scarf. And there was a moment in the interview too where like within our groups and the pods that we were in, it was like 80 of us and we split out into, I don't know, like maybe like 20 people per pod. And then the interviewers would ask us questions, and I would try to answer every single question because in my mind in the moment I was like, I need to make myself noticeable, like they need to know me, I need to just get myself in there and just really speak from like my heart and speak from who I am, like just really let it land. And so I did, and I noticed like a lot of the answers I was saying for me in the moment, they felt different. So whenever I would have those feelings of doubt or whatever, I would go back to that and I'd say, no, like, you know, I know like I spoke with who I really am. And I know there was a moment where I felt connected to my higher self, and it was like, I'm speaking truth, and I know that you're interested because I can see your body language leaning into the screen, listening to what I'm saying. And even just having that like one moment of like that ping moment, for me, that's what I would use to reaffirm that, like, okay, I'm good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm still moving in that direction. Like, I am made for this. I am made for this. I know this. I know this. And I would keep telling myself anything and everything, using any previous evidence, previous data that I had to really work in creating and allowing this belief system to flourish within me and align to this job. And so I kept doing that. And then I remember there was one day, and this was like maybe like a week after the fact, where oh, I need to say this too. My guides are like, share this as well. There was okay, so before, so back up. So after I would use that to like reaffirm that, there was like, you know, I still didn't have that job by then. And there was actually a point where they reached out to me because my schedule was like, they had to like readjust something with my hours of availability. And so they reached out to me, and so I emailed them back, and I even took that as like something that I could use as data, as experience, to reaffirm my new belief about this, so that I could reach that state, so that I could align with that state. And so I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, they emailed me back because they had to readjust the hours of my availability. So by me emailing them back like a few weeks after the interview, like 2 weeks after the interview or something, my name's in their queue, like at the top of their queue, so they know like, oh, okay, we contacted her recently, and like maybe this was the girl with like the scarf at the interview, right? Like that's like in my mind, that's how I was like wording it. But it all matters. It all matters. All the thoughts that we tell ourselves and how we feel inside, it all matters. And there was one day where I was doing some stretches at my mom's place after I was done working out, and one of my younger little brothers, you know, when you ask someone for a favor and it's like someone that you're really close with, and you ask them, but you know that they're gonna do it for you. Like essentially I was like, hey Aiden, can you do me a favor? Can you pass my phone? And while I was asking him that, like I knew that he was going to do it. So in that same moment while I was stretching, and in that moment when I asked him that, my guides, like loud and clear, came online in that moment, and they said, Carly, focus on how your body feels when you receive that which you asked for. And it was so clear, and like I've done this like so many times in my life, but in that moment they came online and they were like, you asked for this, now notice the vibration, the feeling of like inside of your body of how you feel now that you know you're receiving it, because you know you're going to receive it. And so it was literally like I was laying there doing my stretch, and I was like, oh, can you pass my phone? Heard that message inside from them, and then I literally felt this like energy come through me, where it started from like the top of my head and it went like down into my stomach and into my legs, and it was just like this ease. And it was like I was open, and it was like I was like literally like energetically receiving something. Like it felt like I was energetically receiving something. Something's given to me, and like I know it. It's not even expect, it's like I know it. Like I know that he's gonna give me my phone, like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you do this for me? And then yeah, I'm receiving it. It's like this like ease in my stomach. So they told me to pay attention to that feeling, and then later on that day, I was jamming on this with my best friend. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what if we could do this for like conscious manifestation? I got like super excited about it. My friends are awesome. My friend was like, yeah, like that is so amazing. That's so incredible. And so I went on a walk that day out in nature, and I turned off my car right before I put my headphones in to listen to my music and go on my walk. I felt really chill. Felt really chill and really at ease. And I just remember like looking up into the sky, like as if I'm like looking up to the universe, and I said, hey Lululemon's Guest Education Center, can you do me a favor, please? Can you reach out to me and let me know that I got the job today? Thank you. And then I went on my walk. I put my headphones in. I listened to my music. I went on my walk. Got back from my walk. I opened my phone to check like my music and stuff, my email was connected to it. They reached out to me saying that I got the job that day. And I think at that point, I had seen my mom and I literally cried. Like, I literally bawled because I was like, Mom, I know how to do it. And I'm just so grateful. Just so appreciative. So appreciative. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that made sense. Let me know if you have any questions that I can clarify or offer assistance with in the comments below. Let me know if you've experienced anything like that in your life before, your takeaways, what you resonate with, how you jive with conscious manifestation. I know that more and more of us are really getting into this. I'm just gonna end the video here, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really see you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Send you guys so much love. Just thank you. Thank you for being here. And yeah, if you have any other questions about conscious manifestation, about spirit guides, other beings of unconditional love and light, you know where to leave them. See you next time.